Hey there, welcome to part 25 of Disco Elysium. We just had a one hell of a dance party. Even Kim got involved because he kind of respects us, and we pulled rank. Mostly because we pulled rank. So I think we're almost done in the church. Almost done in the entire church. But we still need to fix, Suna hasn't found her hole in the world yet, so I think we need to fix that first, and for that we need the help of the Van Egghead, or Egghead, or Solus.
Glorious church, the place to be! Make some noise, my church people!
Large speakers are set up behind the young man, blasting a familiar song, and it's blasting throughout the church, and I love it.
Vibrations thump through your blue soul. The music sounds much better in the church.
It does. I am still mourning the lack of actual church music, but also Andre seems to have split into two. I can see half of him here and the whole of him here. Weird things are going on in this Church of DeLorean Humanism, that's for sure.
He stands on stage behind a table, nodding along to the music and waving his hand in the air. In front of him, the audio mixer, one reel spinning.
Also need to find a banging tune for Egghead to mix into his current mix to make it harder core.
The other reel deck is empty. Cables run hither and thither. On one side you see an auxiliary line in with the number 4.5 written next to it.
How do you like it in the church?
Yeah! Back on the case! No disgrace! Bring it down to party place!
He pumps his fist in the air.
The first page of the second chapter!
His voice echoes all around the great hall.
Could it be? Maybe for him, you only have a chapter or two left in you. Last of the penultimate, more like.
Egg, can you please route Suna's signal through your speakers?
To the mega! Yeah! I can route it through auxiliary! What kind of a cable does she use? 3.5 or 4.5?
It is 3.5 because that's what she asked for, no doubt about it. It's on the ground.
Oh, she uses 3.5. Yeah. The auxiliary lining is 4.5 millimeter. These two don't mix.
Can't we find a converter or something somewhere?
Oh no, we're going to be in this church.
I'm afraid we might be, Kim. I'm afraid we might be.
Don't worry, I have an adapter for it right here.
He searches for the cable on the ground and picks it up, looking at the jack.
Hang on, this is a 4.5. We're all good, people!
With a grin, he sticks the plug into the auxiliary line and you hear a very satisfying click.
Whoa, thank God. Adapters noticeably degrade the sound quality.
Good.
Great! Someone got through to him. Okay, let's get it all set up. Can we turn the music off, please?
Egg the music for just a moment. We'll get back to your banging hard-ish core music later. We need to make it more hardcore, so it's harder core.
Everybody! Don't panic! I'm going to turn off the Arno for just a sec. For a special scheduled event. The Arno will be back, but we're doing something else for one moment. Alright, go tell her that Egghead is ready to rave to her tunes, and then I'll turn off the music.
Alright, Alrighty, goodbye, Egghead. With our luck, Suna's experiment is gonna blow the speakers. Because there's something weird going on in this church.
Yes, what is it?
Alright, I talked to Egghead. He plugged in the cable. You can now unmute your speakers.
Okay, but think you can ask him to turn the volume down a bit? Just in case.
Maximum!
Shouts Egghead, a great smile still adorning his face, larger than a red dwarf star. Well, red dwarf stars are still pretty freaking huge. Well, I mean, not relatively to, you know, normal, not dwarf stars, but it's still freaking huge. And if you have the volume on maximum, it's definitely gonna blow up.
Maximum is the only way!
No, Egghead, I don't think it is this time, but hey, if you wanna...
I know it is, but could you please turn it down just this instance? Just this one time? Maximum is not the only way, okay?
Pump it to the brick! Pump it to the hard master! There's no other way! Glue style!
Glue style? Okay, there literally is no other way. The mixing desk is glued to maximum.
Ah, okay.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless.
I mean, why do you want to turn down the volume?
Because I'm afraid that something might happen. It's an unknown phenomenon. We can always turn it back up if there's a need.
Can't turn down the hardcore!
I think what Egghead here is trying to say is that the volume button is stuck on maximum.
Of course it is.
She shrugs, consigned to her fate.
Yeah! Permanent enlightenment! Ray of sound!
I do like Egghead.
Never mind then. Let's get on with our project. I'm going to unmute the speakers on a count of 5. Everyone ready?
She looks around the church to everyone else.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready.
Says Andre.
Ready.
Yells annoyed.
I'm ready if you two are detectives.
The lieutenant nods stoically. Not so stoically, his hand moves to the gun holster.
Why? Why to the gun holster? Hold on for a moment.
What?
Never mind. Let's do this, I'm ready.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's gonna happen?
You disengaged.
She lifts her hand from the keyboard. Complete silence fills the room.
No wind outside, no waves, no floorboards creaking. Total, continuous silence. This is unnatural.
Could it be paranatural?
The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker vibrates in the air and then stops. Plasterwork begins to crumble down the walls.
Uh-oh.
In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you, not in the speakers, not in the room. A great bass sigh in the basement of your mind. Slowly, it builds until the air around you starts to vibrate.
And everyone is worried.
It's out there now, in the world, made manifest.
What have we done? What did we do?
It will devour everything. The floorboards, the glass, the streets and the people. Nothing will remain.
Guys, what's going on?
There's alarm in the man's voice as he steps back to scan the surroundings. A slight rattle like crystal clattering in the cupboards fills the air, joining the chorus. I have no idea what's going on.
It's getting louder.
Says Noid, his eyes riveted on the strange circle of water basins.
In the basins, the water looks like it's boiling.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
You hear Egghead yell, then something else, but his voice is growing faint.
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from afar. swallowing entire coastlines on its way. Salvation. He's peaking. The worst high he's ever been on.
It was in me at first.
The beauty and the beat! The future of dance! Planetary!
No, Egg! It's the window!
Oh, the glass shards around Dolores Day's vacant heart appears to be vibrating from the sound. It almost looks like she's alive.
In the corner of your eye, the lieutenant steps aside, cautiously, his eyes searching for a possible evacuation route.
The window is going to come down. No, the roof.
She looks up. A screech fills the air, a scream of wooden nails. The pillars of the church twist and creak above and around you.
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up the wooden pillars in the dark.
Yeah, maybe you should mute the speakers? Or whatever you did sooner.
Come down to us! Love!
Below it, all the bass grows, like the jaws of a giant compressor gnawing on metal and wood. It does not sound benevolent at all. It's shaking the building's foundation. The floor twists. A great pulse arises in your flesh.
That's it. I'm muting it.
She reaches for the keyboard. Ooh, wait. Well, we are kind of already on a... We have been dancing. Maybe we want to dance some more? Go a little bit crazy. Oh, I want to dance with somebody, and we start tapping our foot.
Oh! I want to feel the heat with somebody!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
The woman is furiously pressing down on her keyboard, but the sound does not stop.
Yes, I've turned it off.
She yells, holding the contact mic in her hand. Ooh, he kinda gets quiet.
Andre, pull the compressor! The place is gonna come down!
Fuck! I can't shut it up! The signal's passed! It's not in here! It's...
Coming back.
In the mixing desk now, building into a positive feedback loop. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down.
Ooh, do we really want to stop it? Or do we want it to continue? Ooh, I'm very tempted to actually let it continue. But it would be a shame to destroy this church. Egghead, it's in the desk!
And then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock. Everybody is staring at Egghead, holding a dangling cable in his hand. A black 3-pin connector.
Egg.
I pulled the plug! It was getting too hardcore.
And if something is too hardcore for Egg, then you know it's bad.
You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer lady, tell me you were recording that.
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals. All that time? This is what we were up against. Just erased it. Suliswolf isn't gonna believe this.
Yeah, but did you record it though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I need to send some letters now.
She composes herself, wipes the dust off her sweater, and rests her hands on the keyboard.
Thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds like now. That's a start.
Yeah, Kim, did you hear that?
It was very hard not to. I think you're right. There is something going on here. And you need to be very careful with it.
I promise, officer. We will not play it again.
So what the hell was that? I've never heard anything like it.
It was mathematical information from the anomaly, presented as a waveform. That's what it was technically. Theoretically...
Wait, is mathematical information as a waveform?
I have no idea. I've never even heard of anything like this.
A voice seems muffled in the silent church. It's your ears adjusting after the exposure.
You're going to write Sulislav?
Yes, our lead designer. And maybe some of the producers too. And some of the writers. If they're sober enough to open a transmission. They need to hear.
That it wasn't her fault. Or theirs.
They need to hear about this. Don't worry, I won't send the recording. Although I doubt they have the speakers to produce the frequency anyway.
So, what happens now? Are you gonna...
Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulislav. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally chill with us.
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
They are slowly becoming friends.
Now, I have a theory to come up with. Some kind of preliminary explanation to all this. Or the letter will sound like I've lost my mind.
Good freaking luck with that.
Yes, and we have to get back to stabilizing Martinez. Instead of demolishing it with loud bass noise of unknown origins.
Some tiny hard thing lets go in your stomach. You're still alive. You don't know enough about the world. But that Joyce, if you knew all she knows, could put it together.
-10, pale unknown? Is that a thought? What's the pale unknown thing? That's a lot of weird thoughts. Didn't pale... yeah. Did mention Joyce. I mean, we should probably go talk to Joyce, then? I'll let you work in peace. Because don't we have stuff to do with Joyce? Esprit de Corps? Was it conceptualization I wanted to increase? I think it was conceptualization.
Why does art inspire you so much?
No, art is for arrogant blowhards. Why am I getting this?
Is it? Yet your eye constantly seeks out the most critical side of any aesthetic confrontation. You follow the expressions of imagination and technical skill with curiosity.
I look at pretty things.
In short, art is the highest form of human communication, representation, narrative, emotion, and agency intertwined.
Would I even fit into the art world? I mean...
Have you looked in the mirror lately? You have the exact features of a savage art critic, with that beard and those clothes, disheveled and prophetic. Perhaps you should try to critique architecture too.
Wait, is architecture also art?
Of course not. It's autism, box drawing, masturbation with a ruler and a sextant or whatever they use. You should demean and criticize the genteel institution of architecture while extolling the virtues of the pure arts.
What about music?
Only the most experimental kind.
Well, I have been feeling a little bit critical lately, sure, that's true.
Yes, you seek substance. No vapid representations and reproductions of social mores as made manifest in stuffy biennials. We're talking real, living art here. Become the art cop. Half art critic, half cop.
But I'm already working on being a superstar cop. Wait, but don't I have to be 100% cop to get the case finished and all that jazz, you know?
Quit being so indecisive. What are you going for here? Some kind of indecisive and camp aesthetic now? Strike a bold shape here. Go art or go home.
Guess I'm going home because I don't get art. Nope, cannot risk another copo diversion at this point. Get out here!
Bravo. Continue, then, the mediocre and vulgar epigones of the world. So what if everything is incomprehensibly shit and you can see it? Take no responsibility.
We have already said we're not gonna take any responsibility for anyone.
This was a good call. That guy probably thinks forensics is autism too.
Probably. I think you had the conceptualization check.
Yo, man, what's on your mind?
42%.
Dedicated, hyperactive, unified. You will have to add something of your own to understand this list of loosely formed qualities called hardcore. You need your own entry. Make it. Test your limits. Surpass them. Dance till you drop. Dance till you die, if you must.
We have already danced until we dropped. We saw the city of Revachol. Well, didn't see, we heard the city of Revachol. She spoke to us. I want to have fuck with you returns from the beginning. Oh. I'm going to truly wreck myself as a machine of modern party in a final showdown between flesh and spirit.
That's a good way to go.
Thought gained hardcore aesthetic. Okay. And what's hardcore aesthetic then? Let's see, not only have you internalized the hardcore aesthetic, you've also contributed to it. How hardcore could you possibly become? Low-core people come around you to correct your typos. It's hardcore here, hardcore there, hardcore core in a third instant. What's going on? These aren't typos, man. That's how core hardness works. If you don't know hardcore from our happy hardcore, what the fuck are we even talking about? Temporary research bonus, -2 interfacing, fuck grammar. Okay. So maybe we'll go for a thought next time. Do you have anything new to say?
She's whistling a melody, her trusty contact mic attached to a wooden pulpit. At the sound of your footsteps, she stops what she was doing and turns to you.
Hey there. I've been recording some new audio from all these beams and rafters. The sounds travelling through the wood are pretty cool. Creaks and stuff. Like you're underwater, you know? But like, underwater inside a tree.
Mm-hmm. I think I get it.
And no, it's got nothing to do with Contact Mike.
Wasn't gonna...
No. I actually wanted to thank you for getting me and my friends in here. And we even found some new associates, such as they are.
So how is everyone doing?
Good, I think. Noid is getting a read on the place. I think he finds the carpentry very impressive. Andre's been setting up the compressor and dancing. Egghead's been keeping the party up. He's got the stage under control. Sauna, the programmer, she's doing whatever she does behind that radio computer of hers. She doesn't talk to us much, and the crab man hasn't shown himself, thank God.
He probably will at some point. We need empathy for this one. So now, can you tell me about your associates?
Sure. You helped us out. I can repay the favour. What do you want to know?
Tell me something about Andre.
Andre? He's a cool guy. Doesn't really come off as one, but he is. To me, at least. He takes care of shit. Sorry. I mean, he's got a vision for what life should be, you know? He tries to push things until everything falls into place. He's an organizer.
So what has he organized?
Nothing. But then again, there's nothing to organise around here either. He really wants this church thing to work. Must have taken it as a sign when he found it abandoned like that. Said it was an augury. I don't know where he got that from. Andre's not super intelligent.
Yeah, you don't have to be a cool guy.
I've never seen him so psyched about anything though. And he's often psyched. Looks sort of desperate, like it's his last chance or something. Or maybe he was just high.
Or both. Both could work.
I mean, not that he does drugs, just high, you know.
On life?
Yes. Anyway.
Is Andre your boyfriend? Why do we care?
Yes.
Oh, nice. Weren't you heartbroken or something from another boyfriend or something? No, your boyfriend sold the headphones? Would that be your current boyfriend sold your headphones or your ex sold your headphones? Tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Noid.
He's a four-burger, I guess, like the rest of us. Okay, maybe not Egg, I don't know about him, but Noid and the rest are from Fallberg, making the pilgrimage up north to visit the Palaceum. He's real hardcore about the lifestyle.
What does he do?
What do you mean do? Like for a living?
Who's your daddy and what does he do? Yes.
He's a carpenter, trained and all. He's very good, he just doesn't have the mindset to work like that. In a shop somewhere.
So that's why he's so very interested in all the carpentry around here. You know, that's because Noid is violently hardcore. I have internalized it. I understand why he doesn't stoop to servitude. Do you?
Wow, you really have talked to him. Indeed, Noid serves no master but the beat.
And you?
Sir, I abide by the law.
She gives you a switchblade smile. So what is this pilgrimage you're talking about?
It's just something poor Fallberg kids do every spring. To pass the time, we walk the entire length of Boogie Street, up to Jamrock, or as much as possible.
Why wouldn't it be possible?
I don't know, man. Have you been down Boogie Street? It's a little bewildering.
Oh, I'm sorry. Have I not told you that I'm a raging alcoholic who recently drank himself into an oblivion so deep he can't even remember what sounds like the biggest street in the city?
Kind of. I'm gonna say yes.
Well, I am.
Okay. Then you should go and take a look, I guess. Boogie Street is cool. It's got a lot of immigrants and all kinds of different people.
I might just do that if I make it there alive.
Yeah.
She says, then opens her mouth like she's about to add something, but she doesn't. Okay, tell me about the others.
Who do you want to know about?
Egghead.
What do you mean?
What's the deal with Egghead? What does he think he's doing when he yells all that weird stuff?
Oh, that. He's the party boy.
Yeah, he told me, but what exactly is a party boy?
Anodic music doesn't really do vocals in the traditional sense. Vocals are thought of as rock. That's to say they're a bit backward. No offense if you like rock music though. Rock music's cool by me.
I like most kinds of music.
Pachoo, swish. Your credentials as the resident future man of Revachol are being questioned. Show her you're hip with the times, Gramps.
Nah, no offense taken. Go on.
Anyway, even if you don't have vocals, you still need someone to say something every now and then, right? To urge things on. That's where the party boy comes in. He basically just stands on the stage and dances and yells how awesome everything is. It's very catchy.
I understand. People are usually afraid to do things if others aren't already doing them. Dancing makes you dance, like sneezing makes you sneeze, or yawning makes you... Anyway.
He looks around a little embarrassed of the enthusiasm of his interjection. Yeah, we certainly saw that in practice, didn't we, Kim?
Yes, I suppose we did.
We tore that shit up.
Tore it to pieces.
I knew Kim liked it. Tell me more about Egg.
What do you want to know?
She smiles a little. She smiles just a little bit. So where is he from? How long has he been with you guys?
Actually, We don't know where he's from, or who he is, really.
Just a fun guy to have around?
One time we were out partying somewhere in backwater Forburg. Or maybe even Coal City. I can't remember. Maybe it was Coal City.
The worst of the banlieues. A wretched heap of closed-down mines, even west of Jamra, on the dusty slope of Montmartin, the remotest possible area of Revachol. No one even wants to exploit those people anymore.
I have enough money to buy 3 more days at the Whirling in Rags if I wanted to. Even though I do have a free shack, I could. Thank you, Encyclopedia.
Egg was yelling along to some jam someone was spinning, all night long. Just kept yelling until he didn't have a shred of voice left. When the sun came up over the mines. There were mines? Yeah, it was in Coal City.
Okay.
Egg came with us. He made this wheezing puppy dog sound all the way back. Couldn't even speak. It was definitely Coal City, because it took us 2 days to walk back to the fort. He just wheezed the whole way. We never really asked why he came with us, or who he was. I think his name is Jermaine.
So you just kind of picked up a stray and went with it? That's kind of cool.
People are sweet.
She says quietly. Some people can be.
You can see it must have been a great night. The memory causes her to go silent for a moment or two.
Tell me about them others.
Who do you want to know about?
The Crab Man.
Oh, the Crab Man. Still gives me the creeps the way he moves. But he doesn't actually come down that much, just climbs around the rafters.
And digging the music?
I just tried to stay away from the Crab Man. But he talks to Noid. They seem to have some thing going on.
Oh, he talks to Noid? What for?
Beats me. Noid said they get along somehow. They're both crazy enough, I guess.
What does he do up there in the rafters?
Who knows? He doesn't really answer our questions, see? Not that it's easy to ask them. What are we supposed to do, yell up at the tower?
Yeah. Thanks. About the others...
Who do you want to know about?
Suna! Tell me about Suna.
Oh, she's a bit odd, I have to say. Doesn't talk much. I'm not really sure how to vibe with her, you know? Seems like she's not in a very good mood most of the time.
Well, she should be now, because she has a hypothesis to work on. A theory. A thing to think up to try and explain just what the shit happened.
But earlier today she told me about Welkins. And she seemed oddly happy, like she had some idea with those little creatures. Some artistic idea. I didn't really listen, I was busy with my mic.
Oh, she misses the Welkins. Oh. Actually, do tell me about yourself.
Me? Again?
Yes, I forgot. Please tell me about yourself.
I told you, I'm a silver bird.
There's that phrase again. Really reminds you of something.
Yeah, but what does that mean?
It means I don't answer questions about myself.
But I'm a police officer. You have to answer me. No, she doesn't.
Is there a law that would stop me from lying, though?
That would depend on the circumstances.
The lieutenant taps his foot. All right, fair enough.
Thank you.
Thank you. Some other questions?
Sure.
Ooh, reaction speed. Catch the silver bird? Sure.
The silver bird has already flown away. I will catch it later.
Okay. So we need reaction speed and empathy. And we also want the thoughts. We're gonna have to spend a lot of our skill points on stuff. I do believe we're actually kind of done with the church for now. Almost. I feel the need to go talk to Joyce, but we also have... Shouldn't we have a trap or something up here somewhere? We haven't really been up here. There's supposed to be a trap in the very far northeast-ish area. Around the church. Though there's something here. This barrel has been recently discarded. It still smells of fuel oil. Right? The chain trails off into the ocean to who knows where, and we got a skill point for that. Well, it's time to unlock a thought slot. And unlock that one. So, what do we want? Probably the overproductive honor glance. Because we didn't jam our thumb up our butthole for nothing. Honorable, yep, let's do that. I'm gonna have -4 drama for 20 minutes, but I think we can manage without drama for just a short while. These rusty gears used to turn the whole machine. Used to? What's in here?
An old door, worn by elements, guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. You see a handle.
A red check to open the door? Interfacing impossible. Yeah, we're not gonna try that. What is this thing anyway?
It's military. A service depot of some sort.
Used to service what? Probably some kind of boat, I would guess.
The washerwoman mentioned a depot up the coast. She said it was for moving ammo and cargo across the bay. This might be it.
Do you think this structure could have been used to take the shot?
From here to the whirling, I can't see how. The church is in the way.
Okay. Walk away. We're not gonna try opening that with only 3%. We need way more interfacing and probably other stuff. There's stuff up there, but there's also stuff here. Oh, I thought I could go around and come out here. Well, we get some money and we get some a white polo shirt. If you want a little bit more rhetoric and less empathy. Which I don't really want. Ah, there's the trap. I see the trap. You think there are any phasmids in here? I doubt it. More crickets, probably.
It takes you a moment, but finally you spot the last of Morel's traps. This one's partially obscured by the reeds.
Look around.
The reeds shake sadly in the coastal breeze. Snow specks the stalks. Most of it melts quickly. The reeds seem to be waiting for something. The wind picks up here, near the cape's end, surrounding the narrow strip of land from 3 cardinal directions. It's cold for this time of year.
Reach for the trap.
The trap feels light and silent as you pick it up. Something is different here.
Look closer.
No locusts.
They could have just escaped.
No phasmid either, but still.
Look closer still.
Well, the bait worked on something. This doesn't mean it was a reed monster, though. Unless you see one in there. I just see an empty trap.
The netting is a little untidy, messier than the others. Like someone or something picked up the trap and shook it before dropping it back down on the ground.
I do get the feeling that someone or something may have messed with the trap.
Perhaps our cryptozoologists have competition in the form of an actual entomologist, or someone else is sabotaging them. I could present more theories, but then I would be taking this on as a case, which I'm not.
Yeah, I guess a bug person would maybe try and mess them up. Also, it says there are no locusts, but it kind of has either a graphical glitch or a lot of locusts. But what if it was the phasmid? What if? What if it ate them and got out?
Right. Anyway, that's for the cryptozoologists to figure out now. We're not cryptozoologists. We're cops.
Can't we be both?
A cold gust of air dries your sweaty face, and you look to the dark shadow of the felled building in the distance, drawing you to it. What a strange sensation. Once this is done, should you ask the wind again?
Right. somewhere along the line, some part of me told me to go look at the failed electrical building again. I don't remember what part, and I don't remember when, but I do remember we were supposed to go look at the failed electrical building again. Also need to find a way in there, because you can clearly get in.
The reeds shake sad. The wind picks up.
Okay, leave. I guess we're gonna talk to the zoologists about this. Cryptozoologists, I am sorry. There's a distinction. Cigarette butts cleaned away under a rock. Brand Timotiri. Someone's made a campfire here a long time ago. Oh, that's a bit too much ice creaking for me. A rusted, broken control box for the radio relay tower. Speaking of, this ladder is too rusty to climb. The sea air has eaten away at it. The sea ear, the ears of the sea. Tiny inlets here, off in the far distance, where the posts trail onward, toward even. We have a scented scarf. Speaking of equipment and clothes, I think I want to change back to my glasses again. Yes, much better. We're not gonna wear the polo shirt or the scented scarf, cause I do like having mine. I do like my physical instrument. Yes. Well, there's not much here to do. I guess we'll. Oh, wait a minute. You can take a mental note. Timotiri seems important somehow. Okay, but apart from that, I guess we'll just run back. All the way back here, where there are a lot of things to interact with. Now, this looks like a jacket, kind of. Weren't we searching for a jacket?
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
That smells like it could be his. Take a closer look.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
I actually think this might be the jacket the idiot Doom Spiral guy wanted me to find.
I'm sure he'll be thrilled to have it returned.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna take it. Filthy jacket. Just ew. This filthy rag has been at the mercy of the elements for quite some time. It's streaked with seagull shit and abnormally stiff from God knows what natural processes. You can't even tell what brand it is.
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so freaking disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
No.
Some secrets are better left uncovered. Don't even try. Seriously.
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it.
I need to wash my hands very thoroughly later.
It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Okay, but what is the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night.
That would be then with an E and not an A?
The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
Okay, that is pretty disgusting, but what happened once someone put it on the railing? It was probably bombarded with seagull shit.
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't think about any of this.
It's too late. You've already thought about it, and now your hands are covered in muck.
You!
Now you're just flicking that shit everywhere. This is a disaster. You'll never get the smell out.
Oh, shit. Literally. Gonna heal some morale, just in case. Because we have been taking quite a bit of morale damage today. We have some more tear. I don't really need that anymore right now, to be honest. Because I'm getting so much more money than doing the tears. Ooh. Megabino's prescription lenses. +2 encyclopedia. Ooh. Well, I don't really need more encyclopedia. -1 perception. I kinda like my perception where it is. Nausea-inducing hell glasses. Whose idiotic idea were square and beige plastic frames anyway? Beige is a color that does not look good on anyone. Not to mention that seeing the world through these exceedingly thick lenses feels almost nauseating. Yeah. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. But can I use it? No, I can't. Yeah, some more money, some more tear. A makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. That tarp will keep out neither rain, nor snow, nor wind. That's sad. Now the weighing machine? Postcard Couronne 33. Okay. This one has hell written on its back. It could not be further from the truth. It's the boom years, and Couronne, the nicest district in Revachol West, is enjoying a sun-drenched day. Tall and handsome building rise from the riverside. Steel, iron, and yellow limestone with cloud shadows sliding on the facades. I see. Also more money. There's a plank there. Does that mean I can climb up here? If I just go here... Ah, you can just go through there. Okay. I thought this kind of looked blocked. Don't. A big wine canister. It's both open and empty. But there is someone over here.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Oh, it's another dead person, isn't it? Hold on, that is awful.
It doesn't help. You can still smell it.
Oh, what is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear.
Heads up, Lieutenant. Something is not right around here.
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Of course he has, because he is prepared. Yep, there's the dead body. We're gonna save you for last, buddy. Smells like you've been dead for a while, so this coin-operated viewer has been out of order for years.
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
The lieutenant looks in the can, eyes watering from the smell.
He shakes his head with genuine sadness.
Examine the cigarette package.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra. Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Okay, thank you, Encyclopedia. Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Let's look at the body.
A man lies on the boardwalk, his limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Kinda looks like he stepped through the boardwalk here where there's an empty plank, fell down, hit his head against the bench and probably broke his neck. I can just hope it was quick.
Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
All right.
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Wonk, wonk. Huddy, study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Okay, so you at least managed to finish eating your kebab and throw the wrapper away before you died. So at least you died with a full stomach.
The leather jacket suits him well. It must be custom made.
Search his pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench.
Ooh.
Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole.
Metal bench too. Although it looks like wood, the seating part at least.
You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits.
I mean, sure, but it could also be either very dark, so he didn't see the hole, or he was, occupied by something else. He was distracted. Doesn't have to be. It probably is, because we saw the spirits in the wastebasket. Honk, honk, but it doesn't have to be. But it probably is.
When damp, these boards are really slippery. Even a sober man could lose their balance here.
See? Exactly. Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his moustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze.
This is kind of the fragility of life. You're here, just doing your normal stuff, then just a minute later or a few seconds later, you step through the boardwalk, hit your head, and then you're not there anymore. While life may and can be, is a real son of a bitch at times, please do enjoy it while you can. You never know how much you have left. anything can happen. You can freaking be run over by a car from nowhere, or just a small meteorite can come and shoot a hole through your head. Just enjoy it while you can, because it's never coming back.
Height 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair. Stout build. Age approximately 50 to 60 years. He was confused when he died. Confused and alone, most likely. Overcome with the awful surprise of it all.
Oh man, I was kind of hoping it would be fast, but it sounds like he actually had time to think about things before he died. That's freaking horrible. Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist. Be very, very careful where you step here.
Okay, be very, very careful. I shall. Don't step on the floorboards. Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
No, just this one at the back of his head.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Examine the bottle.
A .75 liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Tear all around us.
He looks at two other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
We're not gonna, so I'm guessing that means that little piece of dialogue wouldn't be there if I wasn't holding my bag. Yeah, examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Yeah, look in. We gotta do this thoroughly.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too.
I see.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario. Even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
I should step back?
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Because I'm not stepping on those boards. There's no need to step on the boards. At best, we'll make the hole even bigger and the corpse will go down into the water and then probably washed out to sea and then washed ashore somewhere way, way away. Worst case scenario, we slip, hit our head, die. Not doing any of that. So who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
No, we're not gonna glorify alcohol here, or the partying. I mean, if he did drink enough and often enough to need to cover it up with chewing gum, then yeah, maybe he was a little bit on the alcoholic side. So looks like just another old drunkard to me, which is kind of shitty to say, but hey.
And he was married.
That's the chewing gum. The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and grey.
But let's try to not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Maybe. Could have still hit his head on the boardwalk. That could have rendered him unconscious, and he could have slipped through the hole in the boardwalk. Or he could get stuck there, and maybe he would have frozen. Anything could have happened. I don't think it's related to the lynching. Do you think he was drunk?
Oh, yes.
The lieutenant nods. Honk, honk, honk. Yes, I hear you, boat. Probably not alcohol poisoning and liver failure.
Some symptoms of acute alcohol poisoning could have definitely played a role here. Severe confusion, respiratory depression, unpredictable behavior. But I think that death arrived through head trauma, not liver failure.
I do agree, but what about the kebab?
What about it? The deceased ate some kebab. It's probably from a nearby place, maybe in the Pox.
I guess we should ask about the lynching and Ruby just to be thorough.
No, I don't see anything that points in that direction. For now, let's treat this case as a simple, albeit sad, accident, unrelated to the murder case.
Someone really should be held responsible for this broken boardwalk. It's very dangerous.
They'll seal this place off after the news reaches the coalition officials. I doubt that they have enough resources to actually repair the boardwalk. Not that sealing it off would keep anyone away. All it does is keep the city council's hands clean.
Yeah, right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure, although there's still a question of identifying the body.
So what do you think we should do with him?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
I think field autopsy is maybe more reserved for violent crimes or actual crimes. This was an accident, but let's ask about the field autopsy.
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me.
No, that's what I figured, but it's good to have confirmation.
I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better.
Yeah, you're right. I don't really see anything criminal here. Let's leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
I do wanna... We found him. We should finish this.
Alright. We should first examine the library card you found. Then we can call the station from my kinema. Let them know we are taking the case.
Sounds good. And we are also finished with the 20-minute thought of something.
Overproductive honor glands.
Of that.
Here it is. It's titled Honor for the Brave and goes, I have no family. I make honor my family. I have no home. I make bravery my home. I have no desire. I make dignity my desire. I have no friends. I make humility my friend. I have no enemy. I make dishonor my enemy. This is my vow of honor for the brave. I am brave. Something like that. It's not the words that matter. It's the honor.
And we see a baby with pustules spewing cables and a fish of some sort. Someone trying to stuff their mouth with the bun of a hamburger. Some Phantom of the Opera masks. Engineering goggles. Ass cheeks. Don't hope we don't have to jam our thumb up those. Some weird animal thing. These drawings are all freaking wild. Bonuses. Plus 25 honor points. 25,000 even, maybe? Which do absolutely nothing. Learning cap for authority raised to 5. Or are those honor points actually... No, we still have 5 honor. Oh dear, we have taken another case. So about this library card. A library card found from a pocket of the dead man on the Martinez boardwalk. It's still slightly damp to the touch. The cover bears the stamp of Jamrock Public Library.
The library card is folded into 2 and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53.
Unless there's a picture attached, it's not good as an ID. Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Yeah, okay. A person after my own heart. Fantasy, sci-fi, thrillers.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business hours, 900 to 1800.
Good. We should give them a call from my kinema. See if we can learn anything about Billy Mejean.
Good idea. There was plenty of information here to go by.
Or we can dial from the payphones just down here. I mean, you do have a lot of money. Careful there. These floorboards look rotten and weak. Indeed. There was also a yellow thought here somewhere. There it is. Stop messing with the coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. Moonshine, probably. Smells like tasty fermentation. See, we should have some payphones just down here. The very same we called a very long distance number from. On. Let's see if we can...
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. There's a bitter, caustic taste on the tip of your tongue.
No. We're not gonna dial. I guess we can only dial that from the kinema then. But while we are here, might as well take another look at the Feld...
The light vanishes inside the concrete slit. The structure goes deep under the earth.
Kim, any idea what's down there?
No idea. Could be connected to one of the buildings around here.
Probably the Feld electrical building. Think we might find Ruby down there?
We might find her down somewhere. There's an old storm drain system beneath Martinez that's mostly collapsed. Revachol sewage system has been built and rebuilt 4 or 5 times now.
Sounds like a perfect place to hide.
In conclusion, she could be under any building.
But not in there?
I hope not.
What's in there?
Maybe it's just a storm drain for the sewer.
How?
There's no echo and no answer.
Okay. I should actually unequip these, I think. I don't need to run around with them anymore, really. Don't need the tear as much as I did. Oh, you guys are back. Now, can I take another look at this? Some part of me wanted to take another look at this. Maybe not the mural, but the building.
You see, a once bright mural.
I think we've seen this.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago.
A step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall. and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice.
That updated the Ask About Ruby task for some reason.
Felled electrical. How ironic. All these dark rooms.
Perfect place for a hiding place, I say.
Felled Electrical. You only know them as a small company that makes ink cartridges. Looks like they used to be big. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed. Somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
How about some shivers? We do have 58% chance. Ooh, we made that awful call. Yes, we did. We sure did. Reconstructed the execution. Did the nightclub. Discovered the anomaly. 58% go.
Suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead. No rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down or gone behind a corner. You only hear distant waves washing the coast.
Damn.
The ruin in front of you is silent as a tomb.
You know, Kim, she could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the church. We've already searched that and can rule it out. I know it doesn't feel like progress, but exclusion is a step too.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, or we wait with that, what was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind. The city, whatever you thought would happen, did not. And now you're just standing there with your hands fallen to your side.
Mm-hmm. And if that fails?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
Looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. An adventure awaits. An adventure on the windswept urban coast.
Yeah, we're gonna get some shivers and go back to listening to that. Can't go up here still. Is there... Did I miss a way to get back on the... Well, get up on the backside? I don't think so. No. Doesn't seem like it, and you can't really go from there. Guess we can look at this one. Also haven't looked over there.
You've checked all the traps now. There's nothing else to do with them.
Okay. I don't even know where they are. Maybe back at the Whirling in Rags? But before we go there, could this be the boy class you told you about? It could be. I forgot about that.
A metal and plastic contraption bobs up and down amidst the trembling reeds. At first, it just looks like trash. But if you look closer...
That, over there. Must be the boy class you told us about. The one she hid her passport in. We should take a look.
Ooh, hidden things, secrets, lies.
Pick up the boy.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The cords dangling from the bottom appear to have been cut.
I'm very glad the tide hasn't taken it out then. Examine the plastic ball.
The number 11 has been written on the yellow plastic. It hasn't been in the water for very long, but it's already discolored and slimy with silt. A latch holds it close, but only just barely. The brittle metal of the latch has cracked.
Simple construction. Very unsafe.
Sniff it.
It smells like you would expect it to smell. A concentrated version of the coast. Salt, industrial slop, and decay.
Shake it.
There's something in there, splashing around.
So open it.
A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae, and nothing else.
Well, damn.
No documents. Who do you think took them?
I have no idea.
The lieutenant taps his foot, frowning. Well, this is a minor quirk. We know what was in the boy anyway. Or what she said was in there. We don't know it was in there.
Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope.
Could this be related to the cryptozoologists and their little expedition?
In my experience, cryptids are generally uninterested in travel documentation. We should go.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
Alright, let's let the empty boy be. And let's instead run back to Joyce. And back in slightly familiar territory with slightly familiar people.
Good. What can I help you with?
Where was the locked thing with you? Tattoos?
I fear I've told you all I know.
That's all?
Is there anything else I can help
Dealing
you
with Aurora? He asked me to open a door.
A referral, you mean? I take it this was for someone in the RCM. Don't answer that.
No, I mean, I actually lied that I opened the door. I didn't really do it.
Stupendous. Pulling one on the old Verm. Commendably done. And did this trick yield anything interesting? I assume it was necessary. For the case.
Detective, I advise you to be very selective with what information you choose to share. This may have consequences beyond our line of sight.
Let's just say that Aurora asked the Union's militant wing to fully cooperate with the investigation. That doesn't give anything away.
How benevolent. Hopefully they'll help you sort this whole business out, if they haven't already.
Kind of.
While we appreciate your assistance, ma'am, I'm afraid we can't discuss the specifics of an ongoing investigation with you.
That is only fair.
I've said all I can.
Well, I hope it yields something. Otherwise, you'll have opened that door for naught. Anything else?
No, that's all I got to say.
Naturally, Detective. There are lighter topics to gossip about.
Like how he asked me to deliver an envelope?
Sounds like he has you running errands, Detective. A well-established dominance ritual. Where did he have you deliver it?
Right here.
Here? Oh no. What does that bloated hellbat want with my little cinder block town?
It's clear the village has already grown dear to her. Strangely so. Why did she come here?
No, don't tell me. I don't want to know what he has in store for this place. Probably a statue. It's a statue, right?
No, it's a youth center, or so he claims.
A giant statue of him. Or better yet, his twin brother. Practically the same thing, but makes him seem less like a psychopath.
I mean, you're quite fond of this village, aren't you?
I should be. In my youth, I had a brief dalliance here in Martinez. He was an older man with impossibly broad shoulders. He's probably dead by now. Even his shack is long gone. Not that it matters. These buildings are all carbon copies of one another.
So, you've been to Martinez before?
Yes, I was slumming it with some girlfriends of mine. We had boats and... Don't hold it against me. My paramour certainly did not.
Kinda does sound like you miss those times.
Not overly so. It's not like this was the only place we visited. Me and my girlfriends from Azon with our shiny boats. Like reavers.
Reavers.
We told ourselves we were the worst thing to happen to the coast since the Coalition landed in '08. Imagine.
She tosses her head. He wants to build a youth center here for the children of Martinez.
A youth centre with Edgar Clare's statue on top of it.
She looks down the jetty remorsefully.
Go ahead. Help him. Make it so. I have no power to stop him.
You would prefer something else? Not a youth center?
First, there won't be a youth centre. Whatever he's told you or the residents, it'll be something horrific. Perhaps even worse than a statue. So, yes, I do.
Like what?
A fishery. I've been speaking with Lillian here. She gave me the idea. The infrastructure is all here, and with my connections...
I mean, that's not a half bad idea.
Sadly, it's just one of the million things I'll never get round to. I just have to accept that I'll never be the rich candy girl who goes around solving people's problems with money.
So you're kinda a little bit sad that you can't buy the place?
Yes. I'm sad I'll never have the time, Detective. I've always wanted a dilapidating fishing village.
Hasn't everyone?
She is more defensive about it than usual.
Full of ghosts and ancient memories. Has this errand yielded you any information?
I'd rather talk about something else for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. You can always drop by later, should something come up. Now, what else can I do for you?
I don't remember where it was. Was it on the boat?
Well, technically speaking, I'm not on it right now.
Go in for the
Oh
kill?
my, the E word. You mean to say that it's a symbol of conspicuous consumption? That I'm a member of the ruling class?
Yes, exactly.
Detective, may I remind you that Mrs. Messier is a professional negotiator?
He doesn't look like he thinks you'll best her in single combat. Neither do I.
Then what is this positively destitute jetty doing here? And what about that fleet of skiffs?
Eh?
This unmistakably proletarian fleet of skiffs. As I said, plenty of people drive boats. Of all social strata.
Fine. Anyway.
Yes. Anyway.
Think I have a handle.
Good.
What about the wild pines?
What we do.
There was a touch of discomfort there. She wants to merely represent.
What do they do?
Pines and that is the
The Wild Pines group is one.
Got it.
she
Tell me something
nods.
else. What about the strike?
Of course.
That's all. Damn, I don't remember where.
Of course.
Don't tell her you've met Everard right away. There's time.
Yeah, we've already told her that. Let's talk about the lynching. Or is it reality, maybe?
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day.
Also,
Go ahead. Ask me anything.
you said pale. What is pale? I had -20 for something pale. Tell me about the pale.
The Pale is not, technically speaking, part of reality.
Yes. Also, I think we've had enough excitement for today. We do have a case to attend to.
But the pale.
His voice is low, but firm. All she can say is,
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
I don't want to. I want to know what the pale is.
I don't think your colleague would appreciate that. He has already been so patient with this whole exercise.
I'm gonna have to go back here without Kim.
Let's continue with something else, all right? You can ask about anything else in the world. Anything.
Okay, so at 9 tonight we're gonna talk to Kim, then we're gonna talk to Joyce.
you could sneak back later when the lieutenant is not here. Unless you can convince him to step aside.
I could just convince him to step aside because Kim trusts you. Not only respects you, but he trusts you. Let's try this first. Esprit de corps. What is
6 kilometers southwest in the Valley of Dogs. Junior Officer Chad Tilbrook takes aim at a rabid black dog licking its wounds in the grass. To his left, his partner, Emil Mullins, whispers, "You heard what happened to Tequila Sunset in Martinez?"
That's us, Tequila Sunset.
"Yes, he lost his mind," Tilbrook answers, fingers on the trigger. "Don't worry, Emil." He pulls it out slowly. Slowly now. He'll find it again. We always do.
What am I?
You? You're an officer of the RCM.
She says energetically. The Revachol Citizens Militia?
Preciso mundo.
Good, and what is the Revachol Citizens Militia?
Nothing more nor less than the de facto law enforcement body of post-revolutionary Revachol, Detective.
Yes, we are the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Mm-hmm.
He's being sarcastic.
Are we?
We are.
You said de facto?
Yes, that means not de jure. The RCM acts in what is poetically called the twilight of international law, both at the behest of the coalition government and to its chagrin.
What do you mean?
The RCM's responsibilities are defined by the Emergency, Wayfarer and Aliments Acts, 3 pieces of legislation keeping the city in a, let's be honest, laissez-faire stasis to the benefit of foreign capital.
All 3 are good to know when we are out policing.
So I'm basically a lackey of capital. That seems very communistic to say. We don't want to go more communist. We've gone deep enough in communism. So I'm basically one of the good guys?
There's nothing basic about your role, Detective. It's true that the RCM keeps everything the way our seemingly permanent provisional rulers like it.
She leans in.
Yet, on the other hand, I know these people. I deal with them daily. Let me tell you, dear, they are not fans of you.
But why?
The post-revolutionary decade was a disaster for the coalition government. Revachol in the 20s was hell, especially on the west side of the river. Gang warfare, a botched privatization scheme, a nuclear pile meltdown.
Oh, that's bad.
They called it the international zone because no nation wanted to claim responsibility. The RCM restored peace where the coalition failed. A true blue citizens' initiative. They will never forgive you.
Yeah, the people in power don't like it when other people make fools of them, so...
That's somewhat of an exaggeration. In reality, ours is a mutually beneficial arrangement.
On the surface, perhaps.
Revacholians get to keep the peace in Revachol, and the coalition doesn't have to worry about it. Anyway, sorry to intrude. Please continue.
Yes, Lieutenant. Permit me to conclude with this. Who you are, to me, is the police. The only legitimate law enforcement authority in Revachol.
Thank you, ma'am.
And if those authorities drink so hard they need help recalling the basic terms of reality, well, I'm here to help.
I mean, we could maybe ask Kim to step away.
Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know.
While we try and talk to Joyce. I'm gonna try doing that next time, though. And if we fail asking Kim to step away, I guess we'll just keep on going with the investigation. We could return the jacket to Idiot Doom Guy. We were... Right, check for music at the hawker guy across from the pawn shop. Maybe actually go cash in the tear, so I don't have to lug it around. Of course, it's not really heavy for good old Harry here, but I feel bad forcing him to carry it around, so maybe we will. Also need to find a good place to go on a date with her, but we haven't really found one. Unless the nightclub. But we won't really hear us talking in there. But maybe we'll dance the night. Anyway. doing that next time. Thank you for stopping by and sharing some of your time. Of your time with me. Wait, that's so difficult to say. Anyway, take care of yourself, be kind, and I'll see you next time.